and it's Valentine's Day. Times with an M and not an M. I was today years old when I learned how to say that word correctly. So if you're coming in, get in the chat, drop a heart emoji because it's Valentine's Day. And also, let me know how you say the word. Are you team times with an N or are you team times with an M? Because my whole life, my whole 30 plus years of life, said it with an M, and that's not how you say it, y'all. Like, I'm out here walking around and people are like, what day is it? I don't know that holiday. We don't celebrate that holiday. And I'm like, but yeah, you do. So let me know. But welcome, and share this with your friends. You do not want to miss today. So many cool things are happening today. So go ahead and share this right now. Hit that share button. Do that. Subscribe because it's YouTube. Duh. Like, why would you not? It is free 99. Like, come on, like, help us out on Valentine's Day. Show the love, hit the like button, all that stuff, right? But welcome. I'm so excited to have you guys here. We are going to play some trivia, and of course, like, why would it not be Valentine's Day themed trivia? So these trivia questions are not multiple choice. Y'all gonna have to think about it, okay? Think about it, phone a friend, ask that question in the chat, maybe Google, I guess, like, whatever. Like, I think there's some leeway here, right? Like, let me show some love on Valentine's Day with the trivia questions. But the first trivia question is, how many roses are sent on Valentine's Day each year? How many roses do you think get sent on Valentine's Day each year? I'm gonna help you out. It's in the millions. It is double digits. And that is a lot, okay? So, like, think about it. What's the number? It is like halfway through. So that should just give you a guess of what number you should use. So that many million of roses are sent each year, which I'm like, yo, that's like a lot of roses. Like, where do they grow? Where do you get them? What happens to them afterwards? Question mark. How much money did y'all make on some of these roses? But give me some answers, drop them down in the chat, and before I give you the answer, you guys ready for the answer? Did you think about it? Do you know the answer? 50 million roses are sent each year on Valentine's Day. That's a lot of roses, y'all. Like, where do y'all get them from? Like, flowers.com is probably like, yes, it's Valentine's Day, right? Next question for you guys. Who invented the first Valentine's Day candy box? Who invented the first Valentine's Day candy box? His last name is on a lot of candies that we buy on Valentine's Day. But what is his first name? His last name is on a lot of candies. They're actually really delicious. And then his first name, though. I need the whole name. Like, I need to know the whole entire name of who invented the first. I wonder who he gave it to. Like, he invented it. Did he eat it himself? Did he share it with a friend? Like, what happened? You know? But if you're thinking through, maybe get the last name, you're getting it right, is Cadbury. Those Cadbury bunnies, you know? But his first name is I think, pretty regular name to have. Mr. Richard Cadbury invented the first box. I want to know who received the first box, but that was not one of the questions. I couldn't find that. Back to roses. Yellow roses symbolize what? Yellow roses symbolize what? Now, this is for all my single folks out there in the streets. I see y'all. Okay, it's Valentine's Day. I know. I feel you. But you can get yellow roses and give yellow roses because they symbolize what? What do yellow roses symbolize? Go ahead. Let me know what you think. It's not singleness, but that would be interesting and pretty cool, I guess. But it's not that. Yellow roses symbolize the greatest relationship of all time. Friendship. Get those yellow roses for all your friends out there in these streets. Get them yellow roses. Add to that 50 million roses that's given. Add that, okay? Next question is, how many heart-shaped boxes of chocolates are typically sold on Valentine's Day? this is another number in the millions. Like, are we just out here with chocolate and roses just all in one day? Like, the rest of the days, like, we never sell them, and then this one day it's like, alright, we're gonna have millions of these sold. And again, it's a double digit, okay? Not as high as the roses, so a lower than 50 million, but it's a double digit. So how many boxes? Heart-shaped boxes, not the regular square ones. Those ones are good too, but they have to be heart-shaped. How many do we think? I'm guessing, is it 20? Is it 30? Is it 40? It's less than 50. If you guess 35 million roses or boxes, heart-shaped boxes, you are correct. Alright, another question for you guys is, in what country is Valentine's Day known as Friends Day? I was like, yo, I'm moving to this country right now. Like, yes, come through for me. Valentine's Day is known as Friends Day in what country? A little hint, this country also starts with an F. So I think they were like, yo, we're just gonna match it, be like one, we can make a cool t-shirt, like, you know, make it go along. What country do you think? It's a country, okay? So think about it real hard. Google countries that start with F. Is it France? Is it, now I'm blanking on all the countries that start with F. Is it Finland? Is it, what other countries start with F? I don't really know. Besides France. I feel like France is taking over. Let's see. Drop those guys. Maybe we got some other countries in there, but I didn't, however, give the answer. So is it France or is it Finland? Which one is it? Will I tell you? Maybe I won't tell you the answer for that one. Next question. Gotcha. Next question of Valentine's Day theme. True or false? I like this one. Teachers receive more Valentines than anybody else. True or false? Do teachers receive the most Valentines than anybody else? If you're a teacher, right, you have a class, maybe you have several classes, and all your students give you a Valentine's Day. So true or false? I see those. I think the answer is going to be true because I see like 35 people a day. Like, of course. And all the chocolates, I feel like half of the chocolates and half of the roses are going to teachers. But with that, I thank you so much for playing with us. This was super fun. Don't forget to share because I heard a little Valentine's Day Cupid told me there may be a giveaway somewhere in this service. I don't know where, but you better stay around, share with all your friends, because I know if I was your friend and there was a giveaway you didn't share with me, you ain't getting no yellow roses from me, okay? So share with your friends, but don't leave, because we're going to have some amazing worship, an amazing message, and some cool videos I hear also going to be playing from this little Cupid of mine is telling me all these awesome things. So stick around and let's worship. Good afternoon, IC. Let's stand up and just worship.
Melissa Allen.
And my name is David Allen. Notice the last name. We're married.
And we've been married for almost 3 years. It'll be 3 years this year. And we wanted to tell you a little bit about us and our story. So we met when we were in college. I think it was 2014 or 2013. 2013.
Yeah.
We were both in college and we were taking a class together. And I thought he was cute. He didn't really notice me at first, but it's okay. He did eventually.
I did notice you. I liked you a lot. Yeah.
So we got to know each other a little bit. We went to some different events together. We ended up going to a concert together. We saw a show together, and we started dating.
Yep.
We dated for 4.5 years, and then David proposed. Lots of things happened in between.
Lots of things.
Yeah, but to keep it short, and then we got married in July of 2018.
Yeah. So you never know who you're taking those classes with.
You never know. So our next question is, how did you know that your spouse was the one?
The one, yes. I think finding the one is something that, for all time people have been talking about. I think for me, finding the one is more about being the one. Like when I knew that Melissa was the one, it was the same day that I knew I was ready to be the one for her. And so I think finding the one is a lot about, what are you ready for? Because you can have a moment where it's like, I love this person, and I know that they're the one, but those moments can change. The next day it could be something different. So I've learned not to trust those emotions and those feelings for long-term commitments, like being the one, like that one person for the rest of my life. I've learned not to trust those and more trust the decision of like, I'm going to decide to love this person the rest of my life.
That's so good. And I think ultimately, like you're saying, you might have a moment where you discover, you love this person and you feel like they are the one that you want to be committed to. But after that, it's about choosing to love this person and making that choice every day, every week, every month, because love is the biggest commitment there is.
That's right.
Happy Valentine's Day, everyone. I'm so excited to get to be with you today. Quick reminder, my name's Elizabeth. I'm one of the leaders here at IFC Youth. And however you are celebrating today, whether this is Happy Singleness Awareness Day to you or whether this is just about the candy, that's my whole focus of today. I'm not going to lie. Like tomorrow is going to be a very exciting day for me at Target. Like there's going to be candy. It's going to be on sale. It's like the whole reason to celebrate Valentine's Day. But a quick reminder to make sure that you reach out to the people in your life that you love today, because today is really a celebration of love. So make sure that you reach out to those special people, your family, your friends, and remind them how much they matter. If 2020 taught us anything, is not to take a single moment for granted, to love the people we're with, to lean into our relationships, and to make sure that the people around us know how much that we care about them. With that said, though, I do, on the subject of love, have a quick point that I would like to share with you guys. I actually have a secret to share, as I already feel uncomfortable saying this. I hope you guys are okay with secrets, because no one's here to tell me, and I'm going to go ahead and say it and share with you guys. But a secret and something I wanted to share with you guys is, to be honest, I've never really been on a real full date. Now, let me define and break this down a little bit for you. See, I have had a lot of situationships in my life. If you guys don't know what that word means, I'm going to have a definition on the screen, but if you know, you know. For my other friends who are watching, you understand what I mean. It's not really a friendship. It's not really a relationship. It's a situationship. There's really no other way to define it. But see, for me, I've never really necessarily had that movie moment where someone has come and asked you out. See, I have had where I did that with someone else. See, one of my good guy friends came to me years and years ago and was like, hey, I like my mutual friend, my girlfriend. He's like, I like her, but I don't want to ask her out, but I want to go out with her. You know how this goes. So I was like, oh, okay, well, I don't know how to accomplish this. And then he was like, well, why don't we go on a double date? I have my other good guy friend, we can all go out. So I have experience planning an entire date. If any of the guys or ladies need some suggestions, just let me know. I'm actually really good at planning dates. And we had this epic double date. And And honestly, it was amazing. Like, I had such a great time. But can I tell you one other secret, since I'm already in the vein of sharing secrets today? One other secret for you is that in any of the situationships, even in this double day, any of the different things in my life, to be honest, I've never really focused on myself. I've always focused on the other person. Now, let me kind of break that down, because you might immediately be like, isn't that what we're supposed to do? Aren't we supposed to think about the other person? Aren't we supposed to look at them and like consider what we want in them, the traits, the attributes? Aren't we supposed to want them to like us back? Well, yes, none of that is necessarily bad, but I think our very first and most important relationship is with ourselves before it's ever with anyone else. Now, let me actually define and break that statement down a little bit more for you and challenge maybe your idea of why you've always focused on someone else. And today, for the first time, I'm actually saying you need to turn that lens back onto you before you ever turn the lens on someone else. Now, I want to actually share this with you in this idea from a scripture that we find in 1 Corinthians chapter 13, verse 4 through 7. Now, this might be a familiar section of scripture to you as you're like, yes, this is called the love chapter. Yeah, I know, it's the day of love, so just give me this one, okay, guys? But a little bit of background about 1 Corinthians before I read this for you guys, is this is actually written by a man named Paul. Now, Paul actually was sent out to this town called the town of Corinth. And he actually set up a church there. He lived with these people for about a year and a half, spent time with them, helped them create and build this church, and then he left. But they were starting to have some issues in the church and tensions and frustrations. And one of the biggest things is one of the common themes that kept coming up was selfishness. It felt like it was everywhere. People were fighting all the time. And they wrote to Paul, who had started this church, and were like, dude, help us. How do we figure out how to have these relationships? Like, everyone's at each other's throats. Nothing is working. What do we do? And so he writes them, 1 Corinthians 13, verse 4 through 7. And this is what he says about what love looks like. He says that love is patient and kind. Love is not jealous or boastful or proud or rude. It does not demand its own way. It's not irritable, and it keeps no record of being wronged. It does not rejoice about injustice, but rejoices whenever the truth wins out. Love never gives up. It never loses faith, is always hopeful, and endures through every circumstance. I don't know about you, but I hear that list and I'm like, yo, how do I find someone that's like that? And more importantly, how am I supposed to love like this? How do I love in a way that I seek not my own, that I try to give more than I get, that I'm not boastful, that I'm not focused on me more than someone else? How do I show love like that? And honestly, that's a great, valid question, and I actually want to show you 7 different points that I pulled out from 1 Corinthians 13. I want to put those on the screen for you, and I want us just to take a second, and I want us to do some comparison. I want you, before you look at that other person, you know, wherever you find yourself today, in a relationship, a situationship, or honestly, you're like, dating, not so much for me. It's okay. I feel you with that. Wherever you find yourself today, we can, as an individual, look at this list and compare ourselves to it. So these 7 different points, I want you to read through. Patient and kind, not jealous or boastful, not proud or rude, does not demand its own way, it's not irritable, keeps no record of being wronged, and does not rejoice about injustice. So I have 2 questions for you guys today. From that list of 7 different ways that love is supposed to look like, that love is supposed to be shown in our life and in how we treat others, where do you feel like maybe you find yourself falling short? Because I'd like to share our big takeaway, really the main thing that I would like you to remember from anything else today, that in our life, that the very first way that we need to ever focus on any relationship is we focus on becoming love before we look for love in someone else. Focus on becoming love before you look for love in someone else. So today, when we see this scriptural picture of what love is supposed to look like, and also just to define this a little bit more, when I say how love is supposed to look like, I mean with your parents, with your friends, with people that you interact. I don't just mean with a significant other. I am saying, is this how you love? And not condemnation, not anything negative, except for to simply say, before you look for this in someone else, can you actually turn that lens back and say, I'm ready to be this for them?
Before you say, which I'm just saying, it's the double standard for me. Sometimes with a relationship, we look at the other person and we want them to be something that we are unwilling to be. We want them to treat us a way and that we are unwilling to treat them. We want them to show us something that we are unwilling to return back. And before you are ever ready to say, I love you to this other person, are you ready to say, I am patient with you, I am kind with you, I am someone who will listen to you, I will be respectful of you, I will take your interest before my own, and will you turn that lens back on yourself before you ever turn it back on that other person? And honestly, you might be the person who's listening to this message and going, what, this really isn't for me. Like this, I'm not sure why, other than this is Valentine's Day. Why are we talking about this? Why are we having this conversation about love? Because honestly, you becoming the best version of yourself is more about you than it is for anyone else. You deserve to be the best you before you ever try to give that to any other person. Because our very first relationship begins with ourselves. And so this is never a bad time to start to work and develop on who you are. That is good for your parents. That is good for your friendships. That is good for your siblings. That is good for your future. And it is not about anyone else besides you. With that said today, can I share one other kind of secret, since we're just on this vein, like just give it to me, guys, okay? One other secret I'd like to share with you guys as I start to wrap up is, for most of my life, I always allowed the lack of someone else's love for me to define my worth. I allowed and waited for someone else to show me the love that I so wanted. And out of that need, I got myself into so many negative situationships, so many negative friendships in different areas and places that I look back and I'm like, man, how did I not start with looking at this list and first realizing that I needed to give myself the love I wanted from other people? You may have seen the name of our series that we are kicking off, very first one today, which is I blank you. And the challenge I want to give you today is before you are ever ready to say, I love you to someone else, before you are ever ready to hear back from someone else and believe that they love you, can you say, I trust you? Can you say, I believe in you? Can you say, I hear you, I see you? Can you say all these different things to fill in before you ever fill in that I love you? And also to flip that one final time. Can you say to yourself, I trust myself. I see myself. I hear myself. And I value and love myself. And when those definitions have become something real in your life, we start to move into relationships in a better, more healthy, and more whole way. So with that today, my friends, I would like to remind you 2 practical ways that you can start to apply this in your life. Is number 1, look at that list of 7 things I gave you. What is one thing that you want to start to adjust? And with that, you know how you change? You put it into practice. You start putting reminders up around yourself, your life, your places, and you start working on that area. If you want to be more patient, the next time that you get frustrated with your parents or with a sibling, maybe that's the moment that you stop and you take a second and you take a step back and say, you know what? I'm working on patience today. I'm working on myself today. This is the first relationship, the most important one in my life is with me, and I'm going to work on this today. A reminder of our big takeaway before we ever look for love in someone else. We need to first make sure that we are demonstrating that love in our own life.
Thank you, Elizabeth. Thank you, worship team. What an amazing time. And y'all, was that message not fire? Drop all the fire emojis in that chat room. If that message resonated with you at any point in time, I was like, yes, preach, situationship, hashtag, we not doing that this year. No, bro. All the way here for it. But with that, and talking about loving yourself or learning how to just be a good person and love yourself and love your friends first, what does that look like, right? How do you do that? And it all starts, as we read the love chapter, right? It starts with that moment of getting to know God and getting to know the one who is love. It says God is love. So why not go right to the source? Go right to him and be like, yo, like, I don't really know what this means. I don't really know what this looks like. Let's go right to the person who is love himself, and that is Jesus. Through Jesus, we have a direct connection with God. So maybe you're here today and you're like, I had no idea. Or maybe you did know and you kind of fell off and you kind of lost your way a little bit and you want to get back to that person who is love. Right now, I just want to extend to you that invitation, that Valentine's Day card, if you will, from the Lord, saying, hey, I'm ready to love on you, to help you walk through this, to help you understand all those points, those 7 things that love is, that maybe we're struggling in an area. Y'all know, like, listen, if there was a number 8, it would be Taina is petty. So, like, y'all can pray for me, because I need to learn how to walk in love in that area, and I need to go to the source himself. So right now, I want to extend this invitation to you of getting to know God and getting to know the source. And this is not going to be a moment where you have to, like, get on your knees or turn on Hillsong. It's just going to be in your heart right now. Say, yes, Lord, I want to get to the source. I want to know you. I want to learn love from you, Lord. And if that was you right now and you said that for the first time, or you said it for the 100th time and you meant it, there's going to be a number in the chat. Our leaders are in the chat. Say, hey, that was me. Or message them directly. Say, hey, I want to get reconnected. Or this is my first time. I don't know what I'm doing. I need help. We're here to help you walk through that. So if you said that in your heart, say, Lord, I want to get to know you and understand your love, again, for me and for the people around me. Just text us, reach out to us. We are here for you. And we want to walk through this together. And in this series, as we're filling in the blank of love, how do we know what that looks like? We go right to the place, right? If you want something, if your computer's messed up, your phone, you go right to the source. You're like, yo, let me talk to your manager, right? God is the CEO of love. He knows what to do, how to do it. When things go wrong, he knows how to help you when you're walking in one of those areas or all of the areas or none. Maybe you're doing really great and you just want to just continue to walk in that path. He can help you. So if that was you today, I'm so excited. I'm so happy for you. We are so proud of you. Our leaders are clapping. Your friends are clapping for you right now. But be sure to reach out to you, to us. We want to get some resources in your hand. We want to walk through this with you right now and get you those things to help you understand love before we ever actually say, I love you to somebody. Let's get to understanding it together as one, as a group, as a family, as IFC youth. So be sure to text us, reach out to us, hit that number and say, that was me. We can get some resources mailed out to you and get connected with you and walk through this journey with you on love. So thank you so much if that was you for praying that out. We're so proud of you. We're so happy for you. But don't go. We got some cool things happening towards the end, the last few minutes here as we're closing out. We got some amazing things coming up. So be sure you stick out to the very end.
Well, now we're going to do something fun. We're going to guess some of our favorites of each other.
Yes.
Okay?
Okay.
So new page.
We should be good
A new
at this.
page. Here we go.
We should be good at this.
Okay. Favorite candy.
Favorite candy.
Favorite candy. Okay.
Candy is a very broad category, I would say. Let's have some liberty here.
Okay, ready? 3,
Yes.
2, 1.
Kit Kat.
Reese's?
Yes.
Sorry, I messed up the R.
But you know what? It's about having the right answer.
That's true.
Okay, so yes,
That's true.
nice job. Reese's is my favorite. I love peanut butter. I love chocolate.
So good.
Yeah.
Okay, favorite season of the year?
Favorite season? There's 4 seasons.
4 seasons.
Which one's your favorite?
Favorite
Got
season.
it. Okay. All right. This one should be
I think I know. I think this one's
pretty
easy.
easy.
You might have the same one. 3, 2, 1.
Fall.
Summer?
Yes, summer. For me, summer is
summer.
my favorite.
For
but
me,
I was
fall.
thinking you fall.
Yes.
Is that true?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, good job.
Yeah.
Closely followed by summer, but fall, how can you not love fall? Okay.
Okay.
Last one is favorite board game.
Favorite board game.
Favorite board game.
That's
Okay?
perfect for us.
We love board games.
Yeah. Favorite board game. All right. Don't look at my answer.
I'm not looking.
All right.
Ready? 3,
Yes.
2, 1. Settlers?
Yes. Settlers of Catan is my
I love
favorite.
Settlers
And I
of
put
Catan.
Ticket to Ride.
Is it Catan or Catan?
It's Catan.
Catan.
The proper way to say it, and it's for people who are proper, really. Yeah.
Proper people.
Catan.
Well, IFC, it's been great hanging out with you guys. We will catch you later. Have a great Sunday.
Well, thank you, the Allens. That is hashtag relationship goals from the Allens. Y'all are the best. I know them personally, and they are such an amazing couple. Like all the goals, all the goals. And speaking of relationship goals, and it's Valentine's Day, and we are not about the situationships, right? We're about the relationships, okay? Hashtag that, put that in the chat, all over your Instagrams. I have relationship goals challenge. 30 days from good to great by the one, the only Michael Todd and Navi Todd. Y'all probably seen this. It went like viral. It broke the internet when the book released, and then they released this. And I was like, you know what? Go ahead. Like, make that money, okay? Like, you're gonna put out the Devo, the book, the study guide, the shirts. They have like custom Nike forces, and I'm like, I need all of them. I need everything. So we got this book that I actually have. I haven't started it, but I bought it because I saw it and I was like, I want. So I bought it. But we are going to give this book away to somebody special because it was her birthday. It was your birthday. It's your birthday. And you saw her today helping us lead us into worship, you know, singing her best, doing all these songs. I was out here on my knees. The one, the only, Sarah. So you'll be getting this since you in the house today. You'll be getting this one after. But I didn't forget about y'all online. I didn't forget about y'all. I see y'all in the chat out here just living it up, having the good time. I'm like, wow, the chat is having so much fun without me. We have, of course, because we're New England, a Dunkin's gift card because New England runs on Dunkin's. And this gift card is going to someone who I saw was out here commenting, out here answering the questions, out here was like, I know all the answers to these things. And I was like, yo, sis, how? Okay, did Google help you? Did you say, Alexa, answer this question for me? But this gift card is going to go to my friend, Miss Deja A. Yes, that's you, Deja A. I see you. We are going to get this to you. We're going to go ahead and put this in the mail, the U.S. mail. So we apologize if it takes a little long, but on behalf of the U.S. mail, we're going to just say sorry for that right now. Okay, but we'll get this to you. So be sure if you don't receive it in like a month or so, just reach out to us and be, hey, where's my gift card? And we can be like, yo, like U.S. mail, what are you doing out here? Like, send our gift card, okay? So Deja A, congratulations. And I told y'all to stay tuned to the end and share with all your friends because we're giving things away. And we might be doing this all month long. We'll see. But you have to know, you have to tune in. But thank you guys so much for joining us. We're not done. After this, we have small groups where you can talk about all the situationships, all the things that was happening. What's your plans for Valentine's Day? I said it right. I'm so proud of myself. All the things for Valentine's Day. We have small groups coming up. The code is in the chat room. Your leaders dropped it in there with the password, but it will also be flashing on the screen after the service ends. So we hope to see you there to get connected and keep the Sunday Fun Day going. So we're so excited. So be sure to log into small groups right after. But we love you. Happy Valentine's Day and see you next week.